Welcome to the full tour of my second Transit Connect camper van conversion. You might have seen a video of my other one. It's fairly similar. I've made a few changes. The key differences being it's a double bed instead of a single. I've installed a roof light. I've installed some slightly different overhead storage, and it's got a slightly larger solar panel on the top, 130 watt solar panel instead of 100 watt. In addition to that, the colour scheme is fairly similar. Stained the cladding a slightly different colour, slightly darker. So let's get into the full tour. I'll go through every aspect of the van. Starting from the back here, you've obviously got the cladded tongue and groove on the rear doors, which is fully insulated and carpeted around the edges. I've also installed a flip-up table here, so that's good for outdoor cooking, cutting, stuff like that. That simply just folds back down. Moving into the rear, we've got a sofa bed here. So this is currently in sofa form. It's a really comfortable seat as well as a sofa. You could probably fit 3, maybe 4 people on this sofa, which is great. And it's also, when it's fully pulled out, it's a double bed. Here we've got quite a big storage unit, which is sealed as well with the cupboard door. There's also a small light underneath. Continuing on up here, I've also installed this roof light, which you turn and it opens up the vent from the top. It's also got a mosquito net so that no bugs get in whilst you've got the roof vent open. 2 ceiling lights also, and the CO2 smoke detector on the ceiling. The ceiling has got the same tongue and groove cladding as the rear doors. It's stained with a dark oak. It's also got a layer of insulation underneath the cladding. So all the insulation, the main build-up of the insulation in the whole van is foil insulation, and then it's like mineral wool, recycled plastic bottles insulation, and then either the finish level being cladding, or on the walls it's carpet board, so plyboard covered in carpet. So that should keep you really warm in the winter, as well as keeping it cool in the summer. So moving around here, we've got this is a reclaimed worktop from an old utility room. It's been fully sanded down, reconditioned, and dyed the same colour as the cladding. Really nice chunk of wood, gives it quite a nice homely feel. Then we've got this big storage unit here for obviously anything you want to chuck in, food, clothes, technology, bits and bobs. Good storage space there. A nice feature here is the recessed handles. So I've installed recessed handles here so that they don't stick out, and then that means that you're not banging yourself on them and catching your knees. Also, continuation of this cupboard here, this is where some of the electrics is. So you've got the fuse board here and the control panel, which link up to the battery under the bed, which I'll show you shortly. Obviously this is a good worktop to eat from, cook from, prep your food from. You can stick your laptop on there, watch a movie. So from the side door, you've got your control panel here, which controls the 2 lights, 2 on the ceiling, and then the one that I showed you underneath the cabinet. So this controls the fridge, which is underneath the bed, and then this one controls the diesel heater. This is a kill switch, and then that's a spare. You've also got 2 USB sockets here, 2 here, so that's a total of 4 just on this panel. A 12-volt socket there. This is your inverter controller, so you turn that on and off to be able to use the mains 240-volt switch. And then we've got the diesel heater controller here. The diesel heater is stored underneath the floor there. That's a hinged door which flips up, all tucked away in there, and the hot air will come out of the vent just here. As you can see from this angle under the sofa bed, you've got this huge storage space here. This is obviously up to the end consumer of what they want to put in it. Really, I think maybe your camping stove and then a large plastic box which you could take nicely in and out. So in the electrical cupboard, you've got the inverter, you've got the 130 amp hour battery, as well as the solar power controller. The step here is just finished with carpet, and the floor is also finished with vinyl. An aluminium strip around the edges just to protect the edges. As I mentioned on the control panel, there was a switch for the fridge. So the fridge is actually housed underneath the bed, tucked away nicely in this drawer. So it's a large drawer which houses the fridge. The fridge is a chest fridge, 15 litre, which then just pops up like that. You've got good storage in there for food, which will keep you going for a long while. You've also got the, as I mentioned on the control panel, so you've got a kill switch for that. So if you're going away for a long time, leaving the van, you could turn that fully off. That then tucks back away. It's got some strong magnetic catches here. It slides back in. And then you've got a lock catch down here just to ensure whilst you're driving that doesn't come out. Onto the roof, you've got the roof vent that I mentioned earlier and the 130 watt solar panel just over there. There you can see the roof vent fully opening. Coming back around to this side, you've got another huge storage bin just above the cab here, which flips up. And as you can see, there's ample storage in there. A really good area for storage. Just below that you've got these curtains, which are essentially on a drawstring attached to 2 brackets, which can be tightened in if required. They also feature a magnet straight down the middle, so that keeps that nice and tidy. And then when you're not using them, they can be put back and just tied to the side. I think that's everything in the van apart from the bed. I'll show you that. Slide the bed out. It's a small double when it's fully slided out, which is 120 centimeters wide by 190 long. Now it's a 10 centimeter thick foam mattress. The bed simply slides out like so. You then bring this cushion over here and tuck that in there. Bring the cushion over like so. Then you've got a small double bed. So I'm just over 6 foot and I can comfortably fit here. If you're even taller, sleep that way, pull the seat forward, your legs could dangle off, or you could even sleep diagonally if you're huge. It's really nice to look out from the bed through the roof light as well. Standard Transit Connect cab in the front. It's a 1.8 diesel, it's done about 85,000 miles.